2026 year reading, where we are going to get into details of why this year has been all about grieving, as well as what 2026 year is going to be for career, finance, love, family, friendship, and spiritual outlook. All right. In part three, we'll tackle more about like what January through December is, problems, solutions, and the theme of 2026. But in this part, we're tackling that, right? Okay, so for you guys who don't know who I am, again, my name is Nix Marikuma, and I am the owner of Marikuma Healing. What do we heal, you may ask? We heal our mind, body, soul, and heart. We learn how to be healthy in our mind and work on our mental health. We work on expressing our emotions and not going over there and neglecting it, practicing emotional well being and emotional health, as well as to rest our body, to take care of ourselves in a physical manner, sleep, eat, fill in our own cups. And with our mind, body, soul being a lot more balanced, it also helps our spirit to grow and become strong. Now, other than those types of healings, we talk about trauma and abuse. We talk about physical and mental, emotional, sexual, and verbal assault, how to handle those things, trauma responses, and much more. We do witchcraft. I do videos about protection, money, self love, and more. I talk about the basics. We talk about chakras and auras and psychic abilities and different clairsenses and much, much more. We also have TED Talks. TED Talks are videos, right, that explain about life and give you advice. We have Barar, which is mainly about our emotions and feelings and how situations can make us kind of go and do certain stuff, right? Vent in rhythm, rhythm and rhyme is what Varar stands for. We have Dark Minds and Butterflies, which is my personal favorite because we talk about life's good, bad, and ugly. We talk about theories, conspiracy, or otherwise, and much, much more. I have these TED Talks so that way, like, all of us can, like, oh, you know what? Today, guys, we have this person as our guest. We're going to be talking about this, that, and the third, right? Still learning about getting, like, here's the thing. I have more weight in TikTok lives than I do my YouTube lives. Again, I'm working on it. I've only been here for almost like a year. So again, I'm not like others who've been here like for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 years or more, right? I'm still fairly fresh. So, that being said, we will be having guests. If you guys are interested in joining one of those lives and you want to be a part of it too, hey, have at it, right? Now, that being said, I do card readings, which is what we're about to be doing for our 2026 year reading. I use playing cards to give me advice and to tell you guys what's happening, what's going to be happening, what's affecting you, and just to give you more clarity on situations. I use my cards as a form of divination, which some of you guys would say, or maybe understand it more as like psychic, right? Being able to predict the future, the past, the present, and things of that nature. I use my playing cards for readings, much like how people use oracle decks or tarot cards or different versions of those, right? Yeah, we use playing cards. That's what I have on hand. In the future, hopefully next year or the year after that, right? We will have tarot cards and I can do those types of readings. It'll be interesting because, like, I feel like with playing cards and tarot cards, the readings are still with cards, right? But the way that they give you information is different. Because with playing cards, I feel like the information I get is straight to the point, but it also can be slightly ghetto and kind of like, oh, Mo, it could be this way, but also, I'm sensing this, right? That's how I feel like the cards talk to me. Unless you're doing it, you won't really understand because you'll think that, I'm crazy, but we're here listening to card readings, and so far, they most likely will be true for a lot of you guys. Don't come after me. I'm not going over there trying to be, like smug or whatever. I'm just saying the facts. Now, other than card readings with again playing cards, I also do palms. I read the line on your hand and it tells me about your personality and how you take care and do things, okay? In the future, I will have a lot more diverse palm readings, but at the moment in time, like right now, I have the ability to read your personalities and things. If you are interested in having a palm reading, one hand is for $6, two hands is for 20. For my card readings, again, for the year 2026 or like past present year readings, it's normally $25 all around. We are celebrating a year coming December of YouTube, my channel being on, and on January celebrating 2 years officially of Marikuma Healing. And because we're celebrating those two, landmarks, those big accomplishments, I will be having 25K Uganda shillings. That is around $8 to $7 for a year reading through Airtel, Mobile Money, or MTN. Because some of you guys are from Africa and that's how we do it. Like a lot of you guys are from Uganda, right? And we have shillings, we don't have USDs. Now you can use the USDs, but shillings are like a better way because unless it's clean dollar bills and unless it's like 100 or 50 or like a clean 20 or whatever, it will not be accepted. And for USD, right, if you have PayPal and Zelle, or you can transfer it over to PayPal and Zelle, it'll be $20 to have a 2026 year reading where I'm going to read the whole year. That's right, from the beginning of the year to the end of it, all situations and things, which relatively takes like 3 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes. Again, it's a longer reading. It has a lot of details that I'm getting into, right? Yeah, it's going to be like that. I also do general readings, love readings, relationship readings, future, past, present readings, and all types of readings with cards. So some of them, like the shorter ones, are $6, the longer ones are 20. I do counseling and advice, $6 a week for my counseling sessions, which are up to an hour to 30 minutes, depending on what time you prefer, as well as $20 a month. I also have like a whole year thing. So if you're looking for like a counselor for a year and you don't really want to do a whole month to month kind of stuff, it's $120 through either USD and the same amount of money just confirmed into shillings, right, for a whole year. And also, if you're interested in having your cards read, it is 240 for a year. So you can have whatever type of reading you want from the beginning of this year to the end of next. And, it'll be just 240. That's one and done. All right. We do witchcraft and much more about healing our bodies, minds, and souls. Now, without further ado, let's get this party started. Welcome to part two of Aries 2026 year reading, where we are going to be talking about the theme of 2025 so we can understand why this year has been what it is and also understand what we're bringing in from this year to next year. Is it something we should let go? Is it something we should hold on to? We're going to get into that, as well as from career to spiritual outlooks. So, I'm going to be using two card decks, and we're getting into why 2025 has been the main theme of grieving, loss, and despair. Sorry, guys. We got a lot going on in my house. All right, so what's the cause? Miscommunication and misunderstanding is why you guys have been grieving. So you have not been understood. People are not taking time to hear you out. You're feeling ignored and really pissed off that when you're trying to say something right, people either go past it, don't pay attention to it, or they act like they don't know. When it comes to communication, right? There's like three types. There's multiple types. I talk about the three. First type of communication, somebody's going to talk to you and you talk to them back. I hear what you're saying, and then I talk to you and you hear what I'm saying. We understand one another. The communication is effortless. The second type of communication, people, like, here's the thing. I'm trying really hard not to sound like those people that are like, man, the world's an ugly place. And because the world's an ugly place, we should all be ugly. Like, listen, I'm sorry somebody didn't give you enough hugs and kisses. I'm sorry that life sucks sometimes and that you're going through a lot. I get it, I do. But not everybody in this world is out to get you. It's just when you're dealing with people who ignore you, who don't go over there and actually like take their time to understand what you're saying, and they expect, like, here's the thing. I can't talk to you, but you can talk to me, and you expect me to sit down and listen to everything that you say without really giving me the same energy back. Like, so I'm just supposed, like, it's your world and we're just living in it kind of thing, right? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna deal with those kinds of people. I'm not gonna deal with those kinds of people. Those people are very annoying. I'm sorry. They annoy the bejesus out of me. The third type of person, right, when it comes to communication, doesn't understand what you're saying and is going to require you to be a little bit patient and wise with your communication, because it could be a language barrier. It could be that the way that you are expressing yourself is different from how they express themselves. And so, like, it's not always going to be clear cut. It's going to be kind of like they'll try, like, as long as they're making an effort to try to get what you're saying, that's nice. But not everybody will get it. Not everybody will get it off the bat. It requires a lot of patience, and that can be really annoying. You know what I mean? So yeah, those it's a communication thing. So because of not being understood and not being able to express yourself, it's put you in a weird spot. What can help you guys? Togetherness is what this card is as a whole. What it represents is celebration, joy and company, and friendship. So to have people that you like being around, people that lift you up and you lift them up genuinely, as well as friends, people that got your back and you got their back, and it's just nice to be around them. Don't be wasting your time with people who don't put effort. Now, if you're gonna hit me with, like, I'm experiencing this mainly at work, because when I'm at work, they act like I don't exist. Then they get mad at me when I go over there and assert myself and say, "Yo, this is something that we do not do at work." Right? How do we do that? I can't just quit my job. I like my job. It's the people I'm working with I don't like. That's an interesting situation. That's what you guys are dealing with. Here's the thing. If you have told them that what they're doing is wrong and they still continue not to, like, listen to you or hear you out, don't pay much mind to them. Do what you gotta do and try to not let it bother you, because a lot of people do stupid things to get a reaction. And when they get a reaction, they feel good. And I hate people who do terrible, shitty things to other people just for the reaction of the person, right? And I feel like if you don't feed them the reaction, fine. If it is affecting your work, then you may need to go to the higher power. And I'm not talking about the Lord and Jesus and all of that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you may need to go to your boss or your head manager. And if you are, in fact, a manager, you may need to be like, look, as a manager, you have the right to hire and fire people. So if they're not doing their job and they're not going over there really working hard, you may have to let them go. And the thing about, like, being a manager and really like firing and hiring people is, one, a lot of us don't like firing people. Like, when I was a manager, I really did. I hated having to fire people. I was like, man, this isn't working. I gave him a lot of chances. Look, you can't work here anymore. What? You can't work here anymore, bro. That's not fair. It is fair. I've given you more than enough chances. I've I've been backwards. I've tried to figure out the schedules. I've told you numerous times that what you're doing is inadequate, is insufficient, it's not helping. You know what I mean? And so you just can't be here anymore. You cannot work at this job. I'm having to let you go. Okay? Thank you for your time and effort, but I'm letting you go from this job. You no longer work here. You're fired. And yeah, they're going to be mad about it. Yeah, there's probably going to be some, like, retaliation and what, but if you have that kind of power, you may have to just, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, if you can't fire and hire people, then you might need to go to your manager and talk to them about it, And a lot of people are going to be like, don't you think that's kind of snitching? It's work. It's affecting the whole, it's affecting everybody. There's no point of you doing one job. If you're supposed to do this one job, right? That's one thing. But you're doing one job and then you're doing five other people's different jobs, and you're only getting paid for your own amount of work. You're not getting paid extra for the other amount of work that you're doing. That doesn't make sense. Bless you. You know what I mean? Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. So, if you're dealing with it in more of like a family relationship, friendship type of way, then you may need to talk to your family, friends, and your partner about, hey, I feel like sometimes when you're doing this, it doesn't make me feel heard. It's been bothering me, you know what I mean? And you don't correct them in front of other people. You pull, it's for you and your partner, or you and that particular family member, or you and that friend. You do that one on one kind of thing. Because when you're correcting somebody in front of everybody, you're making them feel small, and it comes off as being rude and disrespectful. You know what I mean? Okay. We're not done. We're still on the theme of 2025, but I'm just telling you guys how to go about it, okay? Because you're grieving due to the fact that you're not being understood and you cannot communicate, or you're not being heard. And what will help you is have people who celebrate you, who you enjoy being around, who lift you up, and you're genuinely their friends, and you guys are just buddies. Like, they're your right and die, they're your left hand in command, they're your right lieutenant, right? They're your goats, to say the least. And if they really care about you and they're doing something that hurts you, they'll understand when you talk to them. Or maybe you may be doing the same thing to them and you guys are doing it to each other. If y'all sit down one on one and explain to one another how you guys feel, it may help. I don't always like telling people how I feel, but sometimes it's important to say that. They can't read your mind. Now, empathy is the outcome for 2025, all right? Which is most likely what's leading to your grief. The grief may be a little too heavy and may have been stressing you guys out a lot, to the fact where you're just kind of shutting down and not dealing with it, right? Yeah. If you talk to the people who are closest to you, right? Like, if you are talking to somebody who's not close to you and they're giving you all this miscommunication, funky signs, mixed signals, ignoring you, and whatever, you may need to let them go. If it's somebody that is very close to you, that you feel very connected with, and they're doing this, talk to them. They cannot read your mind, they don't want you to hurt. And be able to understand that it's okay to speak your piece, because shutting down and blocking it all out isn't healthy. Okay? All right. Also, empathy is the same outcome for January, February, and March of 2026. Let's get into your career, babies. This is represented by organization and moving quickly. We are making moves and we are acting on them. If it's A, B, C, it equals 1, 2, 3. And let's get it started, right? Why are we making moves? Failure to communicate. Why does help with this? This is the second time. Well, it's the first time for this card to pop up, right? But it's the second time for something to tie into communications. Like, what are my Aries babies doing? What? What are you guys doing, bro? What's up, Buttercup? Teamwork is what's going to help you with that. I've had these cards for about 2 years, and they have seen some stuff, man. They have seen some stuff. New friendship and romance. Let's get into it. So, the reason why we're organizing ourselves and moving quickly is because of failure to communicate. So, if this is with your career, right? Some of you guys may be finding or trying to find a new job because the job or the work that you have isn't really working for you. Some of you guys have lost your job or you don't have one right now, right? And this year's kind of been like I've been going by with temporary jobs, like maybe odd jobs to fill in and out or whatever, but it hasn't been anything permanent. So you're organizing yourself career wise and you're making moves. You need to make sure that whatever job that you guys decide to get, one, pays you well. Two, you have business doing, okay? I was a caregiver. I have no business being a surgeon or working in the ER, right? Because that's way above my knowledge and what I can do. I can do, like, personal care. I can do maybe nursing home care. But I can't go over there and do those high top level stressors because I don't have experience. I don't have knowledge. I have no business doing those things. So when I say do a job that you can do a job that's in your means, that with your skill set, okay? Whatever your skill set may be, tie it into that. Make sure you know how much they're paying you. Understand is the job working for you, okay? Because when you're looking for a job, you guys may want to get a pencil and paper because this is going to be financial advice. When you are looking for a job, you need to make sure you're putting your resumes out. A resume is something that says to the company or the business or the people who are going to be hiring you, possibly, this is my name, I am so and so, this is my age, I'm this old, this is what I can do, this is what I'm hoping to learn, whatever, right? Your experience and your skill set. So I have experience in retail. Okay. I've done, cinema, like movie theaters. I've done restaurant businesses for a long time. I've done holistic spas, and I have also done, healthcare. And now I'm a businesswoman. So I have quite a few other jobs here and there, and maybe some fill-in things, like selling stuff or whatever. But like these are things that I can do. I'm happy to learn new skill sets. I require somebody who's like kinetic and visual. You have to show me and you have to do it with me, or I can do it with you to get it better. Okay? You have to understand, does this job pay me enough? How much are they paying hourly? Are they bi weekly payments, which means every 2 weeks, which mainly means by the 1st or the 15th, or the 15th and the 30th or something, right? You'll be getting paid. Is it weekly? Do I get paid once a week? Weekly? Or is it a monthly payment where I'm getting paid for all the work that I'm doing at this job or career or whatever every month? Which means I have to try to figure out how to pay my bills, right? Because you can't just go over there and wait for a month and then try to pay it all again because of late fees and things of that nature. If it misses the first of the month or the 15th of the month, now you have to pay not only what you have for the 15th, but for each addition of days that you missed on the payment of bills or rent or whatever, right? Is it direct deposit? Do I get it like sent directly to my bank account? And if so, what about holidays? Because when holidays come and you have payroll and payroll sent out close to the holidays, it will either come before the holidays if you're lucky. Mainly it will come after, which means you have a few days delayed of your money. What if I decide to get paid by checks? That means you need to make sure that you sign your check, take a picture with the check, and that way the picture's sent to you and it's sent to your boss. So that way there is receipts, evidence that you got paid that time, and do as you will with it. There's different forms of payments, there's different forms of things. And you need to be able to understand that. Because if you think that you're going to get paid all the time, timely mannered, sometimes holidays mess you up. Sometimes the payment is a little bit late. And you have to be able to be prepared for all of that. You also have to know how to use your money wisely. which means the money that you do have needs to be saved. You can't just go over there and spend all your money and things and be like, oh, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to get paid next time. You don't know how, you may get let go of that job, bro. They may fire you. Maybe the business gets shut down. Maybe it gets bankrupt. Anything can happen. You just going over there living from one thing to another. Some of us have no other choice because that's what it is. But if you have the ability to put some money aside on a savings, put some money on the side. Okay, when you're doing your career, when you're looking for a job, you need to make sure it's closer to you because God help you if transportation is a problem. For me, I didn't have transportation when I was doing caregiving. I had to use a lot of my money. A lot of it was used on Uber and Lyft, which means I'm paying like $100 every day to go over there and get transferred to Houston or to Katy or something. And sometimes when I don't have money, I have to figure out other options. Sometimes I have to ask for friends. Sometimes I have to ride my bike. Mind you guys, I was in Rosenberg. That means it's 9 hours to 10 hours to 12 hours on a bike trying to get to work, trying to figure it out, driving to God knows what, because again, you have to figure out a way. You know what I mean? And I get really angry when I think about it because I was like, you know what? I wish I was wiser with my finance because if I had time to like save my money and to really build it up. But because I'm the kind of person that will just give it to other people really easily instead of myself at the time, yeah, I ain't even gonna lie because I know the way that if you guys look at me in this video, it just looks like somebody's done. Like, hey, I made mistakes. I live and I learn. By the grace of the gods and goddesses and divine higher power, I didn't get killed. But I'm really here killing myself at the time to make it to work, to pay for bills. I don't see. I'm killing myself in the name of the dollar, right? So what does this have to do with your careers? Isn't that what we're on? We're not talking about you. I know. I know. But I use myself as experiences. I give myself as an example to you, to what to do and what not to do. Don't go over there expecting that your money is always going to come. Focus on saving your cash, okay? And if you guys can't do things on your own, make sure that whatever career you do have has a good team, okay? It's important to not be able to be forced to do everything by yourself. And for some of y'all, you may have had a job where everything relies on you and you didn't even get paid enough for it. Then they let you out and then you're trying to look for something or you quit because you couldn't take it anymore because it was a waste of space and time, right? Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, but communicate. Make sure your job is something that works for you, pays you enough, you're close to your work, it's a smart choice, you have business doing it, right? You can be able to communicate with other people, they work with you, they help you out, and make sure that, because it could be a job that you can make friends with, like work friends. It could also be somewhere where you may find a person that you're going to be with, right? With romance and new friendship, this is mainly like just making new connections. So you may be making new connections in work, whether you're finding a new job and that's where the connection is, or you have your job but you're stating your point and you're like, look, either we're going to work together or I'm out. Okay, I like to be transferred to a different department or to a different thing because I'm not going to go over there and work and not be heard. It's frustrating when you're doing all that you can do and you're trying your best and nobody's hearing you out. That's frustrating, right? Yeah. Why are we doing it? We're going into your finance. Okay. Oh. Y'all, I already am going to tell you guys, work on your communication. Work on how you express yourselves, man. Twice. Twice it's popped out. This is what's going to help you. Miscommunication, misunderstanding. You want to get victory and achievements, and that's fine. You're going after things that make sense. I'm proud. Work on expressing yourself because your finance is due to past. So we either having past issues, we're focusing on things from before and not right now, or you're investing something that brings you nostalgia and peace because it reminds you about back in the day. One or the other, okay? And it's caused by victory and achievement. So you may be getting a lot of money, or you want a lot of money to buy something that you used to have, right? But when you get to be able to communicate and express yourself freely, that will help you get victory and achievements to where you can use your finance the best way you can. Emotions and empathy is your outcome. Be compassionate about how you feel and how other people feel, as well as make sure that you are able to express yourself and allow others to express themselves to you. You can get victory and achievements for your finance and everything. Again, just be really wise with your money, guys. Be really wise with your money. I am the last person to really be giving financial advice because, again, I've recently learned about saving and putting things aside and being a little bit wise with how I do things. Okay. That being said, you're never too old to start saving and building up that dough, but you guys really have to, so far, what I can tell, is work on communication. Communicate what you need and listen to what others are communicating to you. Because, yeah, it's important to be heard, but it also goes both ways. Just because I demand and respect, okay, here's the thing, I do demand. I do. I may not say it verbally or express it loudly, but I demand to be heard. I demand when I'm communicating to somebody that you at least try to hear me out and understand where I'm coming from. But that also means that I have to hear other people and take time and make effort to understand them as well. It's not all about me. And I'm not saying, Aries, that's what you're doing, but I'm saying that as important as it is to be heard and respected, that respect and that listening to has to be done the other way as well. I'm listening to you, you're listening to me. I hear what you're saying, you hear what I'm saying. The communication is to and fro. It cannot be one sided and that would be okay. Like, oh, well, everybody listens to what I'm saying because I'm the main character and I'm the best one. So it doesn't really matter what they have to say as long as I'm being heard. That's what matters, right? That's not going to fly, baby. That's not going to fly. It goes both ways. Just like you have to listen and respect other people, people have to listen and respect you. Y'all may not agree. That is okay. You don't have to agree with everybody. There's some people, even though you love them to death, that you're not going to see eye to eye with, and it's fine. It is. It just means different viewpoint, different opinions. That doesn't mean that your opinion is better than their opinion and their opinion is better than yours. It just means you have different viewpoints and different perception. And that is fine. Okay? All right. Love life. I'm gonna put it down because it's one I saw. Your love life is represented by unreliability and taking risk. This card as a whole is all about being impulsive. All right. I act without thinking. I do without following through is what it is. Like if I feel like doing it, that's what I'm doing. I don't think it out. I don't try to weigh out the options of pros and cons and all that. Yeah, stay or go, yes or no. Let's do it. All right, fine. And it can be very unpredictable because you don't know what type of impulsiveness is going to be. So hopefully, you guys are not with an impulsive person that doesn't really plan things out or prepare themselves. Okay, and if you are the person that's doing that, you may need to plan and prepare better. The reason why I'm saying it this way is because the reason why you guys are having impulsiveness in your relationship is due to preparing and planning. It's the lack of it. Okay? There's no real plans. There's no really getting ready for things and figuring it out in a logical way. And again, for some of you guys who've seen my videos, I'm not shy to tell you that my zodiac sign is a Virgo, and practicality and analytical thinking and logical viewpoints is a thing, right? I get it, I do. And I'm not saying you have to be able to think everything through, that you just have to be weighing it all out before you have fun. I'm just saying, don't jump into something without knowing what it is. That's like me telling you guys to skydive, right? Go out there, guys, and skydive and live your life freely without even taking lessons, without knowing which way the parachute goes, what to embrace. You gotta know what you're getting into before you jump into the bandwagon. You can try new things. Taking a risk is trying new stuff, right? That's great. Live your life with excitement and adventure. But when it comes to relationship, it should not be impulsive. You shouldn't just go over there and be with somebody because at one moment you just want to be with them. There has to be a reason. Y'all have to understand that love is difficult. If it was easy, don't you think everybody would be in a relationship by now? Because it's easy. It's not easy. You're gonna love that person, truly, truly love them, right? And there's gonna be days where you really hate them. There's gonna be days where they're driving you insane. There's gonna be days where you look at it and be like, wow, this is the person I decided to be with. That doesn't mean you stop loving them. It's just one of those days. And with it being an impulsive partner, right? Whether it's you or them or both of you guys are just going out there without a care in the world doing whatever, it has to have some type of structure. I'm sorry. Okay. Hmm. All right. So I'm going to get into relationships and then we're going to get into y'all. So again, impulsiveness is what your relationship is represented as. The reason why we're having an impulsive relationship is due, oh Jesus, to the lack of planning and preparing. You need to be able to plan and prepare what you guys want in the future and what you guys hope to achieve. Okay? And what will help you is unreliability and taking a risk. Again, the same outcome for your relationship. Okay? And I'm not saying that being impulsive is a bad thing. I'm just saying that if it's not balanced, like here's the thing. I don't believe in being impulsive in a relationship. I think that you should be able to plan it out. I think you should know what each person wants. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? Because if you're here in a relationship, is this something that's going to be a temporary thing? If it's like a stay to a point, like it's a permanent relationship that you guys want, that means y'all are going to have to figure each other out. You cannot expect a relationship to only be about unicorns and rainbows and happy things. There are going to be times where y'all have different opinions. There's going to be times where y'all don't see eye to eye. There are going to be times where you guys are just going to kind of be like, do I really want to be with this person? You have to be able to work through each other's differences. You have to understand that each person brings different things to the table. You may have a very strong, like magnetic energy. They may have a very calm and very peaceful energy. And you guys balance each other out. Your weaknesses is their strength, and their weaknesses is your strength. And you guys just kind of work as a team. You're supposed to be united in a relationship, not divided. And if you just rush with things and you don't think things through and you don't talk it out, you know what I mean? And just being impulsive with one another, how long is that going to last? It's built on an unsteady structure. And if you guys decide to have children and things, how is that energy going to be okay when you're raising kids? Because having children is a different whole thing. It's a different field, right? It's a different type of stuff because not only now are you with each other, you're raising children. These kids are somebody that you either brought into the world or you welcome into your life, and you're going to have to teach them how to do things till they get old enough to figure it out themselves and be able to come to you for advice. You want to make sure that the house is a steady structure, that is dependable and practical. Not only if you guys don't want to have children, right? Like, fuck that. If you don't want to have kids, great. Fine with you. I'm not even going to come against it. But y'all need somebody that's dependable and practical. You cannot just run on whatever you feel. That's not, I'm sorry, that relationship may not last as long as y'all think it is. I'm not cursing the relationship. I'm just saying, okay? At the end of the day, dependability and practicality is what you guys need. That's the outcome of this relationship. So, yes, try new things and take risk, but know what you're getting into. Plan and prepare with yourself and your partner and your love life. Make sure you have somebody that is organized, that is fun and adventurous, but at the same time has a structure, okay? I don't mind trying new things. I don't mind doing different stuff and having different experiences and being adventurous and exciting. I don't mind that. I want to know what it is. Okay. I don't want to be taken off the loop, not being prepared, and get into a situation where we just went on our feelings and we got fucked in the ass. That's all I have to say about that. I'm sorry. Okay, so planning and preparing will help you guys a lot to get situated, try new things, obviously, but know what you're getting into. Don't be running on impulsive energy with the relationship, but you can run on an adventurous side. Okay, impulsiveness is just another thing for adventurous and just trying new stuff. Okay, because we're doing what we feel and we're living in the moment. Y'all can live in the moment, just know what kind of moment it's going to be. Try new stuff, but don't take unnecessary risk, is what I'm saying. Dependability and practicality is going to be the outcome of the relationship. Make sure that whoever you decide to be with, whether you're making a relationship with yourself or others, right? They're dependable, they're practical, they make sense, they're someone you can rely on, you're someone they can rely on as well, and you guys are both each other's, confidant. Next up, beautiful Aries babies. We are going to be talking about your family outcome. Your family outcome is due to spiritual growth and satisfaction. Okay? This is because of discord, dishonor, and hollow victories. Some of y'all may be having some problems with your family life. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm going to eat some cinnamon bark. All right, like I was saying, right? Some of you guys may be having problem in your family because with discord, dishonor, and hollow victory being the cause of why we're trying to figure ourselves out, something must have happened between you guys. And I feel like if you guys follow me on TikTok and you've been on my lives, right? Especially last week, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, y'all had to let go of unnecessary people. There's some people who are taking advantage of you financially, emotionally, and physically, right? And y'all are needing to let them go. And I feel like trying to figure yourself out, you should be with family that can help you and support you on your journey to self discovery. But if it's discord, dishonor, and hollow victory, some of them are not worth your time. Okay? Discord. What's that for you guys who may not know? Discord is dysfunctional energy, right? Everything in life, from people to nature to the oceans and seas, from the wind to the sun, everything, even electronics, everything has energy. Dysfunctional energy is energy that is unpredictable and methodic. Okay? I thought my mom was calling me, but no, she was calling someone else. Dysfunctional energy is this, right? It's up, down, all around. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It is an energy that is uncomfortable. It is very like, it's uncomfortable. It's just doesn't make any sense. It's confusing. It's just, mm, it's not the energy you want to deal with, right? Dishonor, another word for disrespect. So we're being disrespected. We're having things and situations and stuff that makes no sense. And you may feel compelled to deal with it because, again, family is family. The doors swing really easy where I'm at, so I'm sorry. Um, Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, we're going over there, we're dealing with situations, peoples, and things that don't make any sense, that cause a lot of confusion, depression, anxiety, rage, and it's just not a calm and nice place to be in, right? And we're also being disrespected on the top of trying to figure ourselves out. Now, hollow victory, what is that? It's like being having a bittersweet moment. It's a hollow victory because it's hollow the fact that you may need to let go of some people who are not healthy to be around with, family members or people who are considered to be family, right? As well as it's great that you don't have to deal with them anymore, but it sucks that it came to that. Okay? This is just kind of dealing with somebody that you cannot have peace with. There's no peace with them. That's what the Five of Spades is as a whole. It's just kind of like you're being rude, you're incredibly disrespectful, You're not hearing me out and you're doing the most. Okay, like it's one step away of like I'm about to fight somebody. It's about to be gang, gang, bang, bang, motherfuckers. All right. So what's gonna help you is fighting for what you believe in, right? So fighting for a cause and rebelling. This card as a whole is saying what I need to say, speaking my piece, and that's that. Okay? It is what it is. And I feel like when it comes to your family, there may be some people you need to like either y'all gonna have like a whole group conversation or certain people are gonna have one-on-one talks. Like, look, I don't appreciate these things. And I get like I'm gonna say it, 2025 has really showed me about what family is and the concept that I thought family was versus what I think it is now are two different viewpoints. Okay. Is one of the things I had to change that I'm kind of like I get why I needed to change the viewpoint because I feel like people who are toxic family members use the shield and the excuse that, but we're family, we're blood related, I've known you for a long time. And they use that as an excuse to treat you dirty. I'm not saying any names, I'm not putting anybody out there yet. I'm not going to be the petty person in this video today. But like, if you know, you know, right? Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll go over there. They will lie to you. They will cheat on you. They will take your money, use you for opportunities and things. Talk back behind your back. Expose your business to other people, and then lie about it. They'll be like, "Oh no, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. We're family. Family doesn't do those things." And they're two-faced, or even better yet, they are very open about their abuse. They're narcissistic, and they just have like a very ugly type of energy, right? And they will use that as an excuse. Like that's you can't get rid of me because we're family. Listen, I've cut a lot of people off from my family. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've said it before, especially when I had like my lives with other people. And it comes up to like that type of topic, like who do you allow in your life and who do you not? I'm like, look, at this point, just because I cut my family off, like a majority of them, I cut them off. I got a few family members left. But just because I cut you off from my life doesn't mean that I wanted that to happen, but I gave you more than enough chances. Like I gave you 50, 60, 100 chances. Every time I was like, okay, well, maybe this time, until the fact that I got tired of giving out chances. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I do not care anymore. You do what you want to do, just stay in your lane. Don't come up to me and think that I'm going to go over there, right? And be somebody that give you kumbaya and all that jazz. Like, nah, bro, you did me dirty. Especially when I haven't done anything to you. Like, I don't talk back about you. I don't gossip about your business. I'm not using you for money. I'm not stealing your stuff. I'm not cursing you and doing, all types of baloney. I'm not. So it's okay to kick some people out of your life, especially if they're choosing to have madness. Now, is it going to be easy? No. Do you really want to do it? No. But some people, blood or not, family or not, are blocking you from your blessings. And the moment you remove those people from your life, your blessings are going to start coming in. People don't like, here's the thing. A lot of people may think, like, oh my God, they're cursing me. They're using black. Nah. First off, there's no such thing as black magic. It's protective magic. It's defense magic. It's magic to protect you and defend against whatever, okay? Magic isn't evil and it's not entirely good. It's whatever you make it kind of thing, okay? It's there, it exists, but it's not entirely one way or the other. It's whatever you choose to have it as. It's multidimensional. It has multiple purposes, right? You're not being cursed. I don't think anybody's doing any like, maybe very rarely, like a very small 1, 2%, 3% of Aries, very small, that they may be doing that shit. A lot of times they're just praying for your downfall. My goodness, I hope that Aries does loses their job. I hope their relationship doesn't work. Why? Because they're jealous, because they don't see why you should have all these things and they're not. Instead of going out there and trying to work for themselves and get their own blessings and work on trying to vibe higher and all that, they decided to stay in a low frequency, low energy, peasant energy. Okay, we're going to talk about it. Peasant energy. What the fuck is peasant energy? Peasant energy is people who are not poor, okay? Peasants are not poor. They're not middle class. They're not somebody who wears whatever. A peasant is somebody with low energy who chooses to be negative, okay? The universe, the higher power, the gods and goddesses, the Lord Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost, whatever you believe in, if you don't have any religion, that's fine. The higher power will only give you things when they think you're ready, okay? And they are going to test you. I want y'all to understand we live in a world where it's kind of like a video game, but it's not a video game, okay? This is real life. But think of it as like you're in a real life video game, okay? Except you have only one life bar, okay? So when something happens to you and it affects your life bar, that's real, right? Because you don't have multiple lives like other games do, you only have one. Now, that being said, life is full of lessons and blessings. A lot of things that we learn from our past is lessons, okay? We learn from experience to do better the next time that it pops up. Different person, different situation, same bullshit, right? Okay, well, out of experience, experience taught me how to handle it like this, right? That's a lesson. It taught you something. Now you can be able to understand things. Blessings, right? Blessings, or whatever. Blessings are people, situations, and things that pick you up from something that is hard and lifts you up. It gives you new opportunity, it gives you a new chance, you can build yourself up, you can become somebody with the blessing. Sometimes a lesson is a blessing, and a blessing is a lesson. Sometimes it's two for one, right? Now, when you have a peasant energy, they don't look at the lessons and blessings. They only see the bad things, right? So, for example, um, I'm reading cards. As y'all know, I use playing cards, right? Oh, these cards are old. Look at them. You can't read out of these playing cards. What is this? What is this supposed to mean? You're supposed to use tarot cards. Tarot cards are the only ones because that's the thing. No matter of fact, why are you reading them? Right? This is a waste of time. You go over there, you tell them your dream. I want to be my own businesswoman. I want to be this, that, and the third. You'll never become like that. Look at you. You think you have the time to do it? You'll take all this and this and this. Um, right? This cup is normal. It's not good. Look at it. It's so old. It's so old. It should be this way. It should be that way. They're never satisfied. They're never satisfied. They never choose to look at it in a different way. They always see the negative. And y'all may think that I'm crazy. Some of y'all may think I'm crazy for that. But there are people in this world that only see the negative. I have a few of them with me. I know. Okay, no matter what it is, they will always put you down. They will always complain about their problems. And when you try to give them solutions, they're like, no, that's not going to work. Oh, this one's too hard. I don't feel like it. Here's the thing, there's a reason why they say misery likes company. All right. There's a reason why they say misery likes company. Misery likes company because misery doesn't like being by itself. So, what is it going to do? It's going to go over there and drag other people down. They cannot fathom somebody rising above them with queen, king, and royal energy. That means you understand the lessons and blessings. Yes, it's kind of hard, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to do the things that you want. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You just have to work on it and you have to see both the beauty and the things. With a peasant energy, they have very low vibration. They can't rise up because they refuse to change. So, what they're going to do is they're going to chip you down. They're going to take you down piece by piece until you're just as negative or overwhelmed as they are, and until like you're so down that they're above you, right? And they can just keep on hammering you down to the ground. Don't be listening to those peasants, whether it be by family members, friends, or partners or whatever. Like if you say you love me, right? If you really love me and care for me and you want the best for me, You're not going to tear me down. You're not going to lie and manipulate me. You're not going to treat me like shit, right? Because what's the point? That's not right. You know what I mean? Why are we doing these things? Anywho, you don't have to go over there and deal with dysfunctional, disrespectful, shady people. We are going to talk about spiritual growth in a second because this is what your family is. You're trying to figure yourself and find your balance because of the disrespect, the discord, dysfunctional energy, and there's some people you need to let go. Doesn't mean you want to do it, but you got to. What's going to help you is to stand your ground and say what you want. The people who love you will respect the fact that you have healthy boundaries, and this is what you expect from everybody. Okay? With my family that I have now, we are, I want to say that some of us have like, are building up our boundaries and things. And I'm also building some boundaries and healthy settings with some of the people I have left over. I'm like, guys, I'm trying really hard to work on this because I feel like in the past I've let a lot of people do shit on me. Like I've been entirely, like, here's the thing. Y'all may not know it, but I used to be a very forgiving person. I used to be very, very compassionate. I used to go over there and let a lot of things slide. But these few years, I have stopped being so forgiving. I'm like, look, you do your own thing and I do mine. You stay in your lane and I stay in my lane. But do not come over here thinking that I'm going to go around. Like, here's the thing, just because I'm a witch, right? Just because I practice spirituality and I do these things does not mean that I only go over there and be like, oh my goodness, love and light, guys. Love and light and positive flow. No, I'm duality, guys. I like to say I dance with my shadow and my light. I am learning to embrace my shadow and love my shadow self as much as I'm living my light. I am tapping into both energies. Okay? Yes, I'm all about love and light and positive flows, but I'm not going to go over there and be letting people like dump on me and be rude and nasty because you don't think that I'm going to go over there and not put somebody in a jar or use hexing and curses and justice magic and send back to sender. Like, I don't like, I'm at that point where fuck around and find out is okay with me, man. At least I gave you a warning. I always let people know. Like, guys, if this continues, this is what's gonna happen. I'm a yellow light. I didn't go over there and not tell you. You knew what was gonna happen. You decided to go on with it. Ah, yellow light. Yellow lights tell you what's up. Slow down. Don't do it. You did it anyways. This is the outcome. Don't act surprised. Kick some people, like, it's okay to kick them out of your life if they're causing too much madness. You try to talk to them. Set up healthy boundaries with yourself and your family and your friends and your partner. If they love you, they will respect your boundaries. They won't go there and be like, "Oh, that's not fair. You shouldn't have boundaries on me." Listen, if it was a reverse role, right? And you love somebody and they're like, yo, bro, this is something that we need to work on. This is like, this is as far as this goes, right? You love them enough to be like, you know what? I appreciate you telling me. And absolutely, I will do my best to respect your boundaries. If I end up, going about it with like mistake, like sometimes we mess up, we go back to our old ways, right? Okay, I apologize, but at least you're making an effort and you're doing what this person expects you to do because you respect that this is something that they're very passionate about. This is how they feel about certain things, right? Right, right. Anyways, emotions and empathy is your outcome for family. Make sure you're compassionate and understanding about your needs as well as others. And just because you're being compassionate to other people does not mean you need to go over there and kill yourself to make another person warm. Now, spiritual growth, right? Let's get into it because we're still on your family outcome. Spiritual growth is all about balancing your shadow self and your light self. So let's get into it. We have three selves. Cup, three. So I think you guys can, fuck it. Okay, you guys can see me, right? Hi, everybody.
This is your lower self, is around your pelvis, okay? This is your lower self. This resides with your inner child, okay? Your primal instincts is down here. Your middle self, I would say think of them as a 19-year-old, 20, 24, 25-year-old, right? That's your middle self. This ties into your passions, it ties into your life in this life, it ties into things of that nature, okay? Middle self. Your higher self is not up here. This is your crown. Your higher self is just above the crown, maybe like a quarter above it, right? If you have like a little quarter, you put it like up here around this area. This is your higher self. Your higher self is your wiser self. Okay, think of it as an elder. All right, think of it as somebody who has years of experience and can see things far ahead. So your higher self is connected to your diviner self. Okay, the spirits, the spiritual aspect. This one can see things way ahead in advance than you can see right now because we're in our physical body. We can see only so far. This gives us our intuition, it gives us heads up and things of that nature. Okay? So the middle self talks to the higher self and the lower self and transfers the communication. So the higher self will be like, yo, this is something that maybe you should try to do. Okay. Then it goes to your lower self and goes back forth, right? It fluctuates. Is your cauldron, is your three cauldrons or your three selves? If you want to be cute, the fourth self is all of you guys working together and being more balanced. Okay. So with my shadow self, the shadow self hides in with the insecurity, the regrets, the shame, the anger, the rage, the things that you don't really express outward. It shuts deep down inside to the side of you, the lower self. Okay.
All right. How do we focus on balancing ourselves, right? Do not listen to anybody who tells you guys that shadow work is not important. Shadow work is very important. In order for you to have confidence in yourself, you have to be able to embrace all of you. Okay? When I decided to do shadow work, I decided to do it because I was really angry. Okay, now, mind you guys, I started doing shadow work and things like at 22, 23. Again, I'm 30, so that was like 7 or so years back. And I was working on it because I was like, my anger is not only affecting my relationships, it's affecting the way that I treat my family, it's affecting the way that I make friends, it's affecting like how I treat myself. Like I'm angry all the time, right? And why was I angry? Because I was sad. And why was I sad? Because life didn't throw lemonade, it threw lemon grenades. Okay? It was grenades that had lemon juice in it and that just poured everywhere and it caused a lot of madness. And I was just due to trauma and jazz, right? The past jazz. I worked on being more patient. I understood where the anger was coming from. I understood that there's some pain that I need to let go. And just because I learned to let it go doesn't mean I forget the pain. It just no longer controls me, right? I need to learn on building my confidence up. The reason why I put have low confidence is because it's easy to take my anger out on myself because if anybody can handle it, I can, right? Some of you guys are doing that. Some of you guys have done that, and some of you guys are like, I would never. May you never do that to yourself because the people that I was angry at, I couldn't tell them that I was angry at. I couldn't tell them that you did this to me, that you hurt me, and that I deserve and demand apology, right? Because they were never, it was never gonna happen. It was like being angry at pouring a glass of milk and screaming at the milk for pouring itself. Like, look, it happened. It's not gonna do anything except, you know, take a lot of energy out of you, but you could be learning or doing spiritual growth in a different way. But in order to have peace with yourself, you have to make peace with your shadow self. Your shadow self is not evil. Your shadow self is not an act against the gods and goddesses. It's not. It's just your protector. It is protecting you from all the things that you are too scared, ashamed, or don't want to deal with. In order to go over there and be peace with your shadow self, you have to go over there and face your insecurities. I had to face my low self esteem. I had to face my anger and rage. I had to face my sadness and pain. I had to face it. And there's some people I had to sit down and really talk to and be like, look, this happened years ago, but I'm still really mad at you for this. I'm working on trying not to be angry at you anymore, but what you did hurt me. You know, sometimes you can talk to the people who hurt you. A lot of times that's not what happens, but you have to be really honest with yourself. Like, okay, this is something that's been slowing me down. What is the cause of it? Right? What's the cause? And just kind of work it through. You're not going to heal yourself with spiritual growth like in a few days. This is a process that you're going to learn for a lifetime because you're unlearning a lot of things when it comes to healing. You are unlearning habits that you picked up for surviving. You're unlearning how to keep quiet when something is bugging you. You're understanding that there's some habits I need to let go of, some things I need to accept and feel and be able to move past. I am not perfect here. That is okay. I embrace my imperfection because, again, your shadow self is protective, it is strong, it is wise. There's a lot of wisdom your shadow self can give you if you take time to listen to them. Understand your light self is just as important as your shadow, and together they balance each other. We are duality. We are mutability within ourselves with our masculine and feminine energy, yes. Everybody, every king, queen, and royal in between has both masculine and feminine energy. The reason why I say both of us have it, and that's also a hill that I'm going to die on, is because as a lady, I'm supposed to be feminine, right? If only ladies were supposed to be feminine, then why are there some masculine ladies like me? I don't really run on my feminine energy. I am learning to embrace that side. I run more on the masculine energy. I don't know why, but for me, I find it as comfort. I find like I can get things done, and I kind of use it as like a shield, and also like just because of my personality in some sense, right? This is where I have more confidence in this energy. That doesn't mean that I'm less of a lady or whatever. It just means that this is the energy that I feel comfortable with because this is the energy I use more of. You can balance it out. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit of both, bro. There's nothing wrong with it. You're born with both energies. No matter what anybody says, if that was the case, if, like, here's the thing, if it was supposed to be that only ladies have feminine energies, only guys have masculine energies, then that would have been the law all around us. But the thing is that not all of us have one or other. A lot of us have both, and how you say, we avoid or suppress the other side because we don't think this side is normal. Both of them are wrong. Both of them are normal. Your femininity and your masculinity love one another and balance each other out. Think of your feminine energy as water and earth, and your masculine energy as air and fire. Is doable. Okay. The wind is doable. It can switch at any direction. Fire is the element of like energy, passion, drive, vigor, paired up with the air, which also with creativity, right? Trying to find different ways to do things. Somebody that can make nothing out of something and something out of nothing, right? With those energies combined, it can be a powerhouse. And with water and earth being together, they can help each other grow and nurture. It can be durable and resilient in its own way, and soft yet strong. Both sides balance each other out, just like your light and your shadow. Your light loves and admires the shadow, and the shadow protects and adores the light. When you learn how to balance that within yourself, you'll be a lot better. Now, satisfaction. We as people put satisfaction and materialistic things. Yes, money is very important. I ain't gonna tell you guys to not have your dough, bro. Like, fuck money, live off it. Yeah, no. Money is important. Having a house is important. Sure, it's good to have a car. And yeah, sexy people are wonderful to be around. But here's the thing money can lose its, how do you say, currency, can lose its importance, okay? So if I had like $500, right? 500 USDs,
and I rip them. I go to the bank. Can you please work on this? This will still have currency. But if I burn it, right? I have a video of myself burning the $500, and I bring out the ashes and I have the proof. Hey, can I have $500? This is my $500. It lost its value. It lost its currency. It lost its importance because this is no longer money. It's ash. How am I supposed to go over there and give out ash and say that it's money, right? It doesn't make sense. The same as people. People are going to put you down, man. I love my family. I love my friend. And my family and my friend loves me. But sometimes we get on each other's nerves, right? I get on their nerves, get on mine. We don't always agree on things. That's okay. Different viewpoints, different mindsets. It's all good. My point is that we're putting our happiness in things that don't make no sense, bro. Like, why am I going over there and putting in materialistic things? A house can get burned down and destroyed. A car can be lost and destroyed. Money can lose its value. People can lose their importance. They're not temporary. Enjoying a day, right? Like today you got to wake up. Today you have air in your lungs and blood in your heart. Today you get a new chance to do new things. And there's always something that everybody has that another person wants. Some of you guys get to have your independence. Some of you guys get to have a job. Some of you guys get to try new things. Some of you guys are building yourself up and learning all about you, right? Each day is a new opportunity for something different. You have a chance. And you also have a time to like build up something beautiful, right? Take advantage of it. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the sun outside. Enjoy the fresh air. Enjoy the food in your stomach. Enjoy the roof over your head and the love that you have from other people, right? You have your support group. It's okay. We're going to talk about your friends, okay? Okay. Okay. Hmm. So, right. Your friendship outlook, Aries, is all about creativity and charisma. Let's get into that, right? Charisma is charm. Everybody, young and old, man or woman or person, tall, skinny, whatever you may be, has charm. Charm is what draws people to you. I have a very unique personality. The way that I view the world is different, and that's what people like from me. Okay? My personality. Thank you. Anyways, like I was saying, you may be smart, you may be kind, you may be funny, you may be charming, you may be, whatever it may be. People like certain things from you. Creativity is the ability to think outside the box and see things multiple angles, not just one. Just because I have problem A doesn't mean I only have solution A. I can have many solutions to solve problem A. And one solution can solve more than just problem A, it can solve other problems, right? So when you think of it like that, you can overcome a lot of obstacles, trials and tribulations, and things that are probably blocking you. Now, why are we having creativity and charisma for friendship? Because of achieving goals and rest from action. So we are working hard to have money on the side and be able to enjoy ourselves. Maybe you're also wanting to spend time with your friends without going over there and doing too much. New ideas will help you with that. Okay. And the outcome may be empathy and turning inward. So the four of it, let me look at this really quick before I carry on, man, because I feel like I've missed something. You're telling me that your friendship is creative and charismatic. They're charming and they think outside the box. Y'all hopefully are enjoying each other. Like, here's the thing.
Why is empathy a thing, bro? Why are we shutting down? We're coming up with new ideas to not overwhelm ourselves, but at the same time, we're wanting to be able to enjoy ourselves and have money on the side. So we got to be creative and charismatic to get our retirement, right? I don't know what this has to do with friendship. So if you're coming in with new ideas to save money and build yourself up, maybe it's because you work so much or you just having so much things that you have to do. Y'all don't really have time with each other. So you're trying to be creative, right? And figure out how to be able to enjoy each other's company as friends and also be able to have money coming in without you feeling overwhelmed and bombarded. So you're coming up with new ideas to like manage your time, to get the things that you like, but at the same time, try not to fall into the trap of like being overwhelmed and burned out to the point where you're shutting down. Because shutting down is the same thing for January, February, and March, which you're going to get into why this is happening. So far, this card has popped up like twice, maybe three times, right? And we can't be just going over there doing so much that we don't have time to recharge. So you need to come up with new ideas to take care of your problems, have time with your loved ones that you care about, and also save money. If you save money and you build up that cushion, you'll be able to enjoy yourself a lot more than just having to wait from one check to the other. You know what I mean? Spend your money wisely. Save it, put it on the side. Put at least like half of it, okay? So if you have leftover money, half of that money goes into your savings. The other half goes into your pocket. Each time, half in the savings, half in the savings, half in the savings. Pay your bills before putting the half of the money in there. Pay your bills first, pay your expenses. Whatever is left, put a little on the side. Put the rest of it in your thing. Okay? Why are we doing dependability and practicality for spiritual outlook? That why is that the energy we're bringing in for 2026? For 2026, the energy you guys are bringing in is dependability and practicality. Things that make sense, things that you can fall on. You know what? No, I'm putting it back. I'm sorry, universe. Um, okay, this time whatever happens happens. Why is this the energy Aries is going to be bringing in? Resentment and a turning point. So, due to anger and aggression, we're focusing on what makes sense and what we can rely on. Because most likely y'all dealt with some untruthful, shady people. So, endurance, diligence, and strength. I think this, hold on. And then, spade is nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt. Diamond. I believe this is endurance, diligence, and strength. The nine of diamonds is something else. Ah, independence and self-reliance. Thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that. All right. Y'all don't know, but I was hearing the answer for this card. So, um, endurance, diligence, and strength is what's going to help you guys with the resentment and turning point, which is why we are following into dependability and practicality. Okay. What is the outcome? Romance, childishness, and irresponsibility, being able to be carefree. Okay, like balance with like working hard and also enjoying yourself. All right. So yeah, get a cup of this. So I get it. Okay, here's the thing. Use your time, energy, and effort wisely. Make sure whenever you're welcoming 2026, right, when it starts to kick off, I would advise that y'all start working now on making sure you're using your time, energy, and effort wisely. Is this person worth my time? Are they going to go over there and be healthy for me to be around? Are they somebody that I have to be very cautious with, or there's somebody that I can be myself with, right? Because if you're dealing with a lot of pain and grief and anger and rage, resentment is a thing. What is resentment? Resentment is not hate alone, it's just an incredible dislike for something, someone, or situation. There are a lot of people, I hate to say it, I feel like when I'm being honest with you guys, there's some things that probably a businesswoman should never say. But I mean, again, this business that I do is all about being vulnerable and open. So obviously, I'm going to use myself and experiences that I've gone through to help you guys out, right? Yeah. The thing is that when you resent somebody, it just means that you have gotten hurt by them and you don't like them. You hate them. You despise them. They're dead to you. Sometimes it's resentment to ourselves and others. Like we resent ourselves because we wasted our time with somebody who wasn't worth our time, right? I get it. We all been there. I'm not saying that your pain isn't valid. Like, oh, you shouldn't be upset because you're not the only one. No, bro, be upset if you want to, but give yourself a break. Okay? We are more harder on ourselves than we are on other people who put us in the situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that being said, um, I would say that work on letting go of the anger. Just because you let go of the anger doesn't mean you forgive. You don't have to forgive other people. You feel me? You don't. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh yeah, guys, we have to forgive our. Yeah, no, no. I used to. I really did. I used to be the ones that would be like, oh, but forgiveness is not for them. It's for me. Yeah, no. I don't do that anymore, bro. Listen, certain people do not deserve the grace. The only person that we should ever forgive is ourselves. I forgive me for the past mistakes that I've done because I thought I was doing the right thing. Or I chose, like, here's the thing, you don't see other people's options and choices. You know what I mean? I'm not there with you. I don't know the options and choices you had to make that may have ended up you resenting yourself and not liking yourself, right? Because again, sometimes, a lot of times, lot of um, life throws us decisions that are so hard and difficult, but they're the lesser of the two evil kind of things. They're both shitty options, but which one is less shitty? Which one is less awful? Which one is less of like a dumpster fire, right? Yeah, this one. Okay. Nobody's there to see the options and choices you had and the ones that you had to be making, right? Okay. So that being said, don't go over there and feel like you're this, that, and the third. You don't have to forgive people for wronging you, but you can hold on to the anger. You got to learn how to let it go. And letting go is hard. It takes a long time to be able to look at that person and not want to knock them out. I'm being honest. So, again, use your time, energy, and effort wisely. Work on letting go of the resentments. And you can be able to have fun and be carefree. Just make sure you're also balancing the practical side of you, Aries, and the fun side of you. You don't have to be all business all day, but you can't go over there and be like, "Wee," right? Work hard, play harder. All right, stay tuned for part three, where we are going to get into January through December, your obstacles, the solution, and the main theme of 2026 for my fire sign babies, Aries. If you guys like what I do, please follow and subscribe. We are going to be doing 2026 year readings all month of November and all month on December. I will get back to Witchy Reads, where I'm reading The Everyday Psychic by the lovely and bodacious Karen Harrison, both in English and in Spanish. I will be continuing my Spanish readings on December, mainly for the 2026 year reading. And if you guys are interested in trying it out, it's $6 to $20. Depending if you have MTN, mobile money, or Airtel, which is an app, much like PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle and things. They are just, cash apps or payment apps or whatever that you can send money to other people. Airtel, mobile money, and MTN are mainly for like, I would say for foreign countries, okay, countries outside the US, because like for example, I'm in Uganda, right? From time to time I visit back and forth from the States. Airtel is my way of using my money and things because it's more available and it converts the money into shillings, okay? If you guys have PayPal or Zelle, you can give me $20 USD and I will read the whole year of 2026 for you. It's one of my specials that I'm having offered because it will be 1 year of YouTube. We're celebrating on December the 23rd to 24th. And January 8th is marking 2 years of my business being running for Marikuma Healing. And I have so much of you guys loving and supporting me, and I really appreciate it. Also, 70 subscribers so far, and I've only been here for a year. Like, that's a lot. I know that some people could be like, well, there could be more, right? And I'm like, yeah, but you have to understand, my business is just started. It's about to be a toddler, okay? It was 1 year last year, like, we were getting into 1 year, right? And this year is coming into becoming 2 years old. It's still fairly new, and my business is still growing and me reaching other people. So, sharing these videos and liking and subscribing them helps my business grow. And I appreciate the love and support that y'all give me. You know what? Thanks for sticking with me for 2 years. Thank you guys for sticking with me for 1 year in YouTube and hopefully many years to come, right? Again, like and subscribe. It's free. You guys can get a lot of videos that I don't do on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook here. And we have a lot of things going on. So, again, stick around for part three where we get into details of January through December, obstacles, solutions, and themes of 2026 next year. All right, peace, love, and deuces, guys. Slay the day, be happy, and be gay. Bye. Boop-a-doo.